Hello and welcome to the Hillcrest 2020 Christmas musical. In spite of everything that's happened this year, this is a celebration of what we have been able to do. So enjoy your children. They've worked hard to sing and to dance and to put together this presentation for you families to enjoy. This is your principal and music teacher speaking, Mrs. DeVoe. Merry Christmas.
He went there to register with Mary. He was pledged to be married to him and was expecting a child. While they were there, the time came for the baby to be born, and she gave birth to her firstborn, a son. She wrapped him in cloths and placed him in a manger, because there was no room for them in the inn. don't think Joseph and Mary had a Christmas tree in that manger. I bet there wasn't any snow or twinkling lights. In fact, I bet that their Christmas wasn't anything like ours today. I love all the presents, the decorations, and the tree. I know it's how we celebrate Christ's birthday, but I can't help but wonder, what was it like when Jesus was born in Bethlehem?
O come, Emmanuel, and ransom captive Israel. The mountain lonely as until the Son of God appear. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come to thee, O Israel.
O come, thy Lord and might, who took thy tribes on Sinai's height, in ancient times didn't give the law, in cloud and majesty and awe. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come to thee, O Israel. Oh, come thou rod of Jesse free, thine own from Satan's tyranny, from depths of hell thy people save, and give them victory o'er the grave. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come to thee, O Israel.
O come, thou day spring, come and cheer our spirits by thine advent here. Disperse the gloomy clouds of night, and this dark shadow put to flight. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come to thee, O Israel. O come, thou Key of David, come and open wide our heavenly home. Make safe the way that leads on high, and close the path to misery. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come to thee, O Israel. O come, desire of nations find, all peoples in one heart and mind. Fit envy, strife, and quarrel cease. Fill the whole world with heaven's peace. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel
people who walk in darkness will see great light. For those who live in a land of deep darkness, a light will shine. You have enlarged the nation and increased its joy. The people rejoice before you as they rejoice at a harvest time, as men rejoice in dividing the plunder. That's what they read in the synagogue last Sabbath day. I wonder when that time will come. It certainly seems dark right now. We are always being told to wait and hope for the Messiah to come. When will that be? My uncle Shadrach told me that in the book of Daniel it talks about 490 years passing from Daniel's time, and that we should be looking for the Messiah soon. He got my whole family excited. Then we heard about the priest in the temple having a vision and being struck speechless, and his wife had a baby who's supposed to be a prophet. Everyone else seems so sure. I just don't understand how I'm supposed to keep on waiting and hoping. I mean, this is Bethlehem. Nothing exciting ever happens here. Nothing here but sheep and goats and dust. But the most exciting thing that has happened ever is that our house is choked full of guests because everyone has to come to their own village to pay taxes. It sounds like fun, but my sister and I are sleeping on the floor with 3 little cousins, so our aunt and grandmother can sleep on my bed. And boy, does grandmother snore! There's not room for a single person more. I'm so glad that they went for a walk and have a little quiet time. But okay, it is kind of fun when we're all eating together and playing together and... What's that? Someone at the door?
Jesus, our brother, kind and good, was humbly born in a stable rude, and
Now there were in the same country shepherds living out in the fields, keeping watch over their flocks by night. And behold, an angel of the Lord stood before them, and the glory of the Lord shone around them, and they were greatly afraid. Then the angel said to them, Luke chapter 1, verse 13, Do not be afraid, for behold, I bring you good tidings for great joy, will be which will be to all people. For there is born to you on this day in the city of David, who is Christ the Lord. And this will be a sign to you: you will find a baby wrapped in waddling clothes, lying in a manger. So I'm trying to picture what it was like when Jesus was born in Bethlehem. I've seen pictures of Bethlehem, but I don't think it snows very much. And obviously, there weren't a bunch of decorations and presents. It it wasn't much of a celebration at all. I mean, it was crazy. Poor Mary had to have her baby in a shed, and then a bunch of shepherds come running in saying that they saw angels. Sometime later, here comes kindly travelers from far away, worshipping Jesus as the King of Israel. At least they brought presents. Hey, is that why we give and receive gifts on Christmas? I want to know what it was really like because then maybe I can understand why it's such a big deal now. So much of the food and making house all fancy and getting new clothes. But I know it's all back to that night in Bethlehem. God sent his son to earth as a baby, not as a superhero or a king, just a baby who was small and helpless and needed protection. God really is a mystery, and I'm so glad that God showed up.
Shine upon us, Christmas star. Lead us to the place you are. Send the light from heaven above. We sing In the manger, Jesus lay, newborn on the ancient day. He came to show us the way. We sing hallelujah. Jesus, Jesus, welcome home to this heart that is your own. In believing you are God's son, we sing hallelujah.
Nice job, everybody.
It is hard not to be anxious when I am hearing gunshots, even when they are far away. I know what can happen. It seems exciting in films, but in real life, it is no fun at all. Living in what can seem like a war zone sometimes. Christmas time is supposed to be all comfort and joy. We were reading the Bible as a family, and I can't forget the part where Herod sends soldiers to Bethlehem and they kill all of the small children. How terrifying and how sad that must have been. But God told Joseph beforehand in a dream to escape to Egypt. Egypt is part of Africa, so Jesus actually walked in Africa. Herod passed away and all his schemes ended. Jesus went back to Israel, but just to know that Jesus came to Africa feels very comforting and joyful. God kept the Holy Family safe so Jesus could fulfill his plan, and if coming to Africa was part of that, I know God can also fulfill his plan for me.
Now after Jesus was born in Bethlehem of Judea in the days of Herod the king, behold, wise men from the east came to Jerusalem, saying, Where is he who has been born King of the Jews? For we have seen his star in the east and have come to worship him. When Herod the king heard this, he was troubled, and all Jerusalem with him. When he had gathered all the chief priests and scribes of the people together, he inquired of them where the Christ was to be born. So they said to him, In Bethlehem of Judea, for thus it is written by the prophet, But you, Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, are not the least of them among the rulers of Judah, for out of you shall come a ruler who will shepherd my people Israel. Then Herod, when he had secretly called the wise men, determined from them what time the star appeared. And he sent to them to Bethlehem and said, Go and search carefully for the young child, and when you have found him, bring back word to me that I may come and worship him also. Now when they had departed, behold, an angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph in a dream, saying, Arise, take the young child and his mother, flee to Egypt, and stay there until I bring you word, for Herod will seek to the young child to destroy him. When he arose, he took the young child and his mother by night and departed for Egypt, and was there until the death of Herod, that it might be fulfilled which was spoken by the Lord through the prophet, saying, Out of Egypt I called my son. Then Herod, when he saw that he was deceived by the wise men, was exceedingly angry, and he sent forth and put to death all the male children who were in Bethlehem and in all its districts, from 2 years old and under, according to the time which he had determined from the wise men.
Here we are, Africa. We didn't know how we'd escape from Herod, but here we are. God made a way for us. Praise the Lord.
think that people at the time of Christ's birth passed through stress and even danger, but still were blessed with joy and glory of God. It isn't really that different from our lives today. I mean, we still have stress in our lives, don't we? But there's danger in the world everywhere. On the road, in the bush, in the city, even in our homes, things can happen. That's why we had to ask the Lord to keep us safe. There's always something to rejoice about. Think of Mary being told by Angel Gabriel himself that she would have a miracle baby. I mean, that's really, really amazing. And just imagine what we would call being in big trouble, she would magnify the Lord for. And giving birth to your baby in a stable, what we would call social distancing, she would call having a little privacy. And having to flee to Africa, today some people want to escape from Africa. Christmas is different everywhere. We don't have snow or shopping malls, but we have something way better than that. Jesus himself visited our continent, and that is a huge blessing.
There's nowhere to go.
All the news is trouble all over the world. In Nigeria, in Israel, and in Syria. In the United States, it never seems to end. Even here in Jos, we have had a year full of trouble, and here it is, Christmas, supposed to be joy to the world, peace on earth, and goodwill to men. It wasn't that way when Jesus was born, was it? Okay, there was joy. Mary was happy that she had her baby. The shepherds were happy. Even angels were rejoicing. Was there peace on earth? Well, God was making peace with human beings through Jesus and goodwill to men. It was so kind of God to send us a Savior. Jesus came to Africa when he was on earth, and Jesus is in Africa today through the gospel. In people who believe, he is the good news when it seems like there's all bad news. Joy to the world, peace on earth, goodwill to men. It's all in Jesus, and he came to Africa.
Joy, oh Africa, the Lord your God is risen upon you. Sing for joy, oh Africa, the Lord your God is risen upon you now. Jabulani, Jabulani, Africa. Jabulani, Jabulani, Africa. Jabulani, Jabulani, Africa. Joy, oh Africa, the Lord your God is risen upon you. Sing for joy, oh Africa, the Lord your God is risen upon you now. Jabulani, Jabulani, Africa. 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 Sing for joy, oh Africa, the Lord your God is risen upon you. Sing for joy, oh